Hey everyone, how you doing today? I thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what was out there, and a lot of very cool creations again to check out this week. The first 5 are going to be shown in Reforged Eden 2, that's where I'm at right now, and then there's 2 more builds to be shown in Vanilla, and as well, at the very end of the video, I'll show you what I started working on to another new build, being a carrier type of build for this month's Anvil Challenge. So the very first creation here today is the Eagle Five-Winnebago RE2 by Fats Dominic. And this is a good looking Winnebago with wings. I definitely am appreciating how this looks here. Just kind of like checking it out here. I was just like even like looking at how the wheels are done. Very good looking wheels. We got like all the right stuff going on in here with blocks, and the front end looks great too. I love how the headlights were done, the front window. It's even got like the rear view mirrors over here, like the glass on the front here too. Yeah, this just looked really nice. And then of course, obviously, we're a little sci-fi Winnebago here. We got some wings on here, and they also look really good using the old school wing parts. To create that. And we've got thrusters built into here. Even the back of this is really cool. Interesting license plate going on there. I don't even know what to say about that. That's very cool. Oh, I like the running lights up here too with the little texture lights on the blocks there. That is really cool. We got our side windows. We got a couple different doors. You got the door to get into the cab area, and then another door just on looks like the right side here. Like how I like how the landing gear is kind of like your ramp that would fold out basically to let you up on there. That is cool. So yeah, great looking build here from the outside so far. I'm really curious how the inside's looking too, but this looks awesome. And then of course we do have a couple of retractable turrets up in here in these side like air conditioning units and things like that you might commonly see on a Winnebago type of or RV. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. As in thrust too. It looks like so we got thrusters. Looks like quite a few on the wings over there, and forward thrust here. There might be some other thrusters that are kind of built in here somewhere too. Obviously, you don't want to have all those completely exposed. It looks kind of bad for maybe a build like this, but no, actually, I don't know. I gotta assume it's got more thrust. We will look at that later. They're probably just tucked away there. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to getting on board this build here. So I think I'm gonna come through the door over here. Let me adjust the lighting. Again, this just looks so. And something that really stands out too is the proportions in the size, and just I mean it really looks quite authentic, especially especially dealing with voxel blocks, trying to build all this. It really is doing it up pretty good. Also, just little things too. If you notice, like the front wheels are like a single tire with width, and then if you look at the back wheels here, they're like a double width tire. Just all kinds of a little mud flap down there too. I mean, just a lot of attention to detail on this, which it shows. It definitely shows. Very cool. All right, lighting time here. If you haven't watched previous videos that I do, I usually when I walk through the interior of a build, I will try to turn down the lights. If it's got its own lighting, you'll see them stand through more and get the idea of what the build is supposed to look like better. So, yeah, here I'm going to go a little bit dark with the lights yet too, because we do have some pretty cool lighting in here. Don't want to go too dark though. So yeah, as soon as we walk in here, we got quite a few utility functions. I was just mainly checking out how everything looks here. So we got a couple fridges, got some passenger seats over here by the window. And the window, the way the glass was set up, I know it's probably the most efficient way to put in the glass using the least amount of parts, but it almost looks like one of these would slide open, which is kind of a cool effect as well. So we got this kind of little wall here going in up to the cab. Got a two-person front seat set up here. We got our detector right in front. That all looks very good too, and I really like how the glass is looking. And Line 01 waiting. Contact Pizza the Hut. Nice. Pizza the Hut. That sounds good. Yeah, I'd go for some Pizza the Hut. The heartburn. But other than that, I don't want to talk about the heartburn. But Pizza Hut, yeah, pretty good. So we got our back room here, our bedroom. Oh, look at that. We got twin beds back over here, too. We got a storage controller up in the ceiling. And we got another seat here. We got a clone chamber. Got a place for a trauma station right over there. Box, armor locker. Constructor built in here. Another controller. Storage controller or ammo controller. Right there. Yeah, this is really, really cool. The inside's neat, too. Just like the wood grain, stairs going down there. And all these little details here. Just very, very cool build. Kind of some kind of like light bar or something like that on the top. I'm not sure. Maybe that's like a air conditioning unit or something like that. Climate control. We got a lot of little slots in here too. Looks like some upgrade part slots back over here. Maybe for some additional CPU core blocks. Whatever you would want to upgrade the build with. That would fit in there. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, yeah, the boxes up here, too. So, yeah, quite a bit of neat things in here. And, yeah, we're doing a quest for Pizza the Hut here. Jabba's going to be pissed. Anyway, very, very, very cool looking build here. Let's look at the numbers and stuff on here. See how this... what's going on here. So, unlock level 10. Wow, that's actually pretty low. Size class 1 only. 47 forward, 14 strafing, 24 lift, 27 reverse, 18 down. So it does have 6 direction thrust in there. I only seen the forward and the lift thrust, but it's got more thrusters, obviously. 2 fuel tanks, 1 oxygen tank. Does have a detector, 2 retractable Gatling gun turrets for your drone protection when you're out RVing, which is really, really cool. This is also really, really impressive. The costs, 36 minute and 11-second build time. Literally, like, practically needs nothing special whatsoever at all. 13 cobalt is your toughest requirement to bring this in. Very low level unlock too. So yeah, this is cool, and it is a small vessel. So obviously it is a flying Winnebago, which is perfect. I'm glad it's not a hover vessel, actually. It would get around better this way. Yeah, this looks so retro sci-fi. Yeah, very, very cool build. I love the original. Oh my god, I can't speak. Originality. That's the word I was trying to think of. My goodness. Of this too. It's very, 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 very cool build here. And again, the proportions on it too look really dead on. I mean, like, could you make one look any more better? I mean, it's just that's very cool. So let's look at your storage too. So, oh, nicely color-coded storage area here. So we got our fuel. A lot of these are probably boxes. It does have a couple controllers in it, which are probably the input and output. So our input is a controller's 6203, and output is pretty close to that too, 5953. Then beyond that, I think we have we got a controller probably for ammo as well. So 1242 on that. And then we got our smuggling box over here, and our cell box, and a bunch of different sort boxes. So yeah, very, very cool. So you got the storage too. And again, might I say how inexpensive this actually is to get in game and use too. So that's another perk besides it's really good visuals going on in here. One last thing I want to do is just kind of fly on the bottom side just a little bit. I know it's right on the ground right now. I just wanted to see. Yeah, so we got all kinds of piping and things going all over the place. Some different parts in there. This almost looks like this is interesting here too. We got a door here, almost like maybe this is a alternative place for a core or some other piece right there. I don't know. Very, very cool. Again, I like how the back tires are kind of look like double tires that you would see on a vehicle like this as well. So very, very cool. Again, this is the Eagle 5 Winnebago RE2 by Fats Dominic. Awesome build. Awesome build. So inexpensive, too. Oh, CPU. I didn't really look at that. I guess we're looking at it right now. So, yeah, it looks like it's about 800 over. So, you may, with this build, it's probably okay with that. But you could probably put in a, like a basic CPU core to balance that CPU off if you wanted to. It does have slots in the back area for that, or even on that bottom slot down there. So, yeah, very, very cool. So, all right, on to the next build here. So this one is the Starfighter Reforged Eden 2 by Jetmay Mendo. So I believe we, last week, we looked at another build by the same author called the Pebble, which is the same styling and theming of as what this build is. But this one's, I'm just basically talking about the colors and textures and some of the really cool features, like how this sign is done up over here with the LCDs in conjunction with LCD or texture lights on. Yeah. So yeah, this one fits that perfectly. Actually, like a themed creation to match the previous creation, and yeah, super detailed, really cool looking texture and color scheme. Yet again on this. Let me check out the weapons. I think these are weapons. Yes, we're running some medium modulated pulse lasers here. So it looks like we have an 8-pack of those in that area. Not sure if we have any other guns there, or maybe it's it could very well be dependent on just those guns. But we'll look around. And that's cool. I'm a little unfamiliar with those weapons, but you gotta assume people are really liking these like modulated lasers and stuff. So I have a feeling they do a pretty good job in game. I like how the thrusters are like your forward and reverse thrusters are over here too, where you have like most of the thrusters actually exposed, and they're a very detailed part. Plus, you got some block work around them to kind of create a casing. Also, more texture lights and stuff to make it all fit in there. Then we got some more forward thrusters up on the back over here, and then we do have a internal area here. Definitely gonna have to walk in there. Take a look at the bottom here. And nicely detailed all across the bottom side as well. Again, more texture lights. You got our landing gear there. Our lift thrusters. So it's using decent sized thrusters for its propulsion. Strafing thrusters are back over here. That's a cool looking arrangement for that too. I like the use of the texture lights backing that up, and got these little like thin blocks kind of on the top there. That looks neat. Oh yeah, the whole setup there looks very, very cool. And nice LCD on the back. Oh, I like. Look at all the fancy stuff going on with that LCD there. All the different shapes, creating that whole look there. That is very cool. We've got some texture lights on the sides of the more thin blocks back over there. Yeah, very nice looking ship. Again, it's yeah, that theme and styling is really cool. I really like what's going on with like the LCDs mixed with texture lights. That's a really cool look. All right, let's. I don't know. It kind of looks like it walls off there, but I'm not sure yet. So we're gonna turn down the lights a little bit, walk on the inside, see if it lights up. I don't think it is. Okay, so we'll just get those back on. So it looks like we have a back room utility area here, packed with utility stuff. So we got 4 passenger seats back here, trauma station, armor locker, clone chamber. We got some CPU core blocks up over there. O2. And it looks like we got a CPU block right there as well. But yeah, that's yeah, just a nice little back room area with all your stuff. Oh, I didn't even. Oh, wait, with the seats, I said 4. I'm wrong. There's. Oh, that's cool. Kind of. Yeah, look at that. I've never seen that actually done before with passenger seats, where there's like another set on the top above the lower set. So there's actually 8 passenger seats back here. That's a trip. You can sit in them too. How does that work when you get out? Hold on. Oh, I am out of God mode. So it flips you upside down automatically. So that does work. I was worried, like, are you going to get stuck when you try to get out of the top seats? But no, you just kind of like somersault and you're back on your feet. That is really cool. That is really cool. I've never seen 8 passenger seats stuck in such a small area before, and they looked like they would all work. It'd be kind of interesting to see some actual players sitting in here. I wonder if the heads would like merge. But that is really, really cool. Oh wow. So yeah, neat stuff going on there. All right. One last thing here I wanted to do is just kind of fly on the inside here a bit and see what we got a bunch of parts in here. So we got a warp drive, Pentaxi tanks, CPU blocks. Oh wow, we got a whole barrage of shield parts in here. Our main core is back there. Wi-Fi. Yeah, it looks like it's got just about everything back here. And of course, oh wow, that's a real one, isn't it? I bet you that's a real one. There's no way you would want to put a fake one there. Yeah, long range radar in there too. That's cool. That's cool. So this thing's got like all the stuff. All right, let's look at some numbers here. So unlock level 25, size class 1. 66 forward, 32 strafing, 66 lift, 66 reverse, 27 down. Good secondary pitch, yaw, and roll numbers as well. So quite agile of a creation here. We've got our long-range radar and our 8 ultraviolet modulated pulse lasers for our primary guns. Yeah, 8 fuel tanks, 2 oxygen tanks, 4 hours and 20-minute build time. It is gonna use quite a few quantum processors and some auxiliary cores in the build here. Communication equipment, I believe, is for the long-range radar. Antimatter converters could be for the thrusters on here. It is pretty quick. I'm also curious because this is more of a combat build. Just want to see what kind of hull materials we're running here. So definitely got combat steel up along the front. Oh my goodness. I think the whole build is combat steel. Yeah, I think it is. So that would explain the antimatter thrusters. I mean, it moves really good, and it's a heavy build due to the type of blocks on it. And wow, yeah, and the front is yeah, just designed to take a lot of abuse on the front here too. Was there a decoy in there too? I'm just kind of curious. Do you actually run? I don't think you would ever have enough CPU. Well, no, actually there is a decoy. Look at that decoy generator right there. I was gonna say I don't know if you'd ever have enough CPU available to add decoys for a SV, as they're so extremely tight on CPU, at least up to Core 9, that I can't imagine like trying to take any bit of CPU and doing decoys. But this one's doing it, not by much. This is a pretty inexpensive part here, so that works out good. And we got some yeah, we got some sensors built in the front here too. And we do have advanced shield. Yeah, we'll look at the shield and all that too. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's look at the numbers. So unlock level 25. Oh, I already started looking at the numbers, didn't I? Let's look at the other numbers. So CPU is set to 50,000. Choosing 49,733 of that. That is going to translate again to a Core 17. So it does have 4 quantums in there, 4 octa cores. That explains a lot of the resource costs for the build again. It's definitely not uncommon to see Core 17 SVs there with in the combat realm of things, at least. So get used to seeing a lot of those that way. So it looks like it has 2 legit RCS in it as well, and we do have a warp drive. So it does. There are actually 2 different warp drives for SVs in Reforged 2. There is the standard jump drive, and then there is the advanced jump drive. And I didn't realize that before when I was looking at some of the some other builds in the past. But an advanced jump drive will allow you to do 48 AU or 15 light years. So the other one would obviously be less. I would have to pull that part in to actually find out. But yeah, there are two different ones, so I will always check warp drives on SVs as well. But yeah, very, very cool build here. Oh, wait. Let's look at your storage. So we got ammo, 5K, and tax it. So yeah, just right to the point. 5K of ammo probably should work out just fine for this, I think. Yeah, that'll give you quite a bit of ammunition to... SV weapons, I'm sure the ammo isn't all that big and heavy where it would take up a lot of space for that. I couldn't say exactly, but laser charges usually aren't too bad at all. So yeah, again, this is the Starfighter Reforged Eden 2 by Jet May Mendo. Very, very cool build. And yeah, I was surprised to see that the whole hull is combat steel, plus, you know, again, like a decoy generator, armored front end on it. Yeah, it looks like it would work well. And then, of course, we do have the cockpit canopy in here, too. In fact, hold on, I'm missing something. I am missing something. And that is, how do I get in here? Because that canopy kind of blocks, like, you clicking on the actual cockpit itself. Hold on, I'm going to turn this back on a second. And here, I'm going to cheat him, and I want to get this off the ground a second. If I, there we go. Okay, I just want to see what's going on with this, and how do you get into the cockpit. We got some landing gear there. I'm not seeing anything on the bottom. Right here. Yeah, I think you can click right on the top, right on that area there. Something like that, and you get in. But I was just kind of curious if there's another. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at that, right there. So one on. Oh, on both sides. Okay. Mystery solved. I did, for some reason, I did not see those little doors there until now. But yeah, that's how you do it. You just open up either side door, and you can hop right into the cockpit there. So yeah, very, very cool. That works out totally fine. Awesome. I just want to check on that. It's like one of those weird things. That's a new part in the game. I think it's called force field canopy or something like that. The actual part over here adds a lot of hit points over the cockpit, so it's kind of a neat thing to have on your build for sure. You can only have one on a build too. It is part limited to one per creation basically, so you can't stack those up all over the place and have bazillions of hit points. So, but yeah, very, very cool. Again, yes, one more time, the Starfighter Reforged Eden 2 by J. May Mendo. All right, so next build over here. This is the GHMK2 Grasshopper by Bolio, B-U-L-L-Y-O. Now, this author had several different creations up on the spotlight this week, and I believe this is also a new author to me. So I did pick the first one that came on the list, and that happened to be this build here, which is obviously the Grasshopper. This looks like a kind of a small SV fighter, kind of a little bit alien-like, I would say. Kind of definitely has that Scorpion feel to it with this back gun assembly. And then we got our side gun assemblies too. Yeah, using some pretty tripped out blocks and things like that going on here. A lot of curvy stuff. Again, kind of alien in nature. That's cool. But yeah, it looks like it's right to the point here. So we got our armored cockpit. You know, spotlight back over there. We're running. Let's see what kind of guns we got on here. Looks like we're running a 4-pack of light plasma cannons, or maybe more. And we got a railgun in back, as well as some homing missiles. Kind of neat how that's set up way back over here too, and it keeps that out of the area there. So yeah, you can use these to do some shield takedown and some hull block damage. You got your railgun for some precision strikes as well as your homing rockets there. So kind of a little bit like a helicopter too, but not really like an alien helicopter, sorta. Really cool. Nice and creative build here. So down on the bottom side here, it looks like we got our Wi-Fi, some fuel, some more fuel right there. That would be it looks neat, but I think that would be a little dangerous too, where those fuel tanks are. Just to point that out, if you're fighting something, your shield goes down. Obviously, this is like a front-facing shooting creation. Often, when you're at a POI, the POI say is like here. You might be up in the air over there. This area here is usually a more vulnerable area of your build, on where a lot of the AI turrets might be shooting at you at, and if they happen to hit a fuel tank, those are like little bombs. So that would cause kind of a lot of damage right there. So that would be my only recommendation to the authors: not have the fuel tanks here. Put them out of, at a place that you don't think the build would get shot much, because that would cause pretty severe damage pretty quickly, I think. But other than that, yeah, looks like it's set up pretty cool. So on the back side here, oh, that's cool. So we got a warp drive in here, and RCS detector, oxygen over here. Like if the oxygen tanks are up in front where the fuel tanks are, and you put the fuel tanks back here, I think that would solve the issue. The oxygen tanks do not blow up. The fuel tanks do. So you definitely want to keep those in a place to keep those safe. Then we also got a shield back in here as well. So it looks like it's got all the stuff. Now it does not look like it's going to exceed Core 9, but it may be Core 9. I guess we're going to find out. Let's just look at the specs here. So unlock level 12. Yeah, pretty low unlock level on this as well. That's very cool. 25 forward, 5 strafing, 34 lift, 12 reverse, and 12 down. 6 fuel tanks, 3 oxygen tanks. We do have weapons that we already looked at with that detector in there. Very quick build time on this. 31 minute and 39 second build time, which is cool. And honestly, it's not using anything special at all, really. I mean, up to like a core something or other, but let's see, 8 bridges. Yeah, it's actually quite inexpensive. It's not needing any quantum processors or other kinds of parts like that. CPU set to 13,000, using 12,622 of that. Let me sort that. And it looks like this only comes out to be a core 4, so 1 basic and 2 improved cores on here. The warp drive, I think it was the standard jump drive. So let's see what those do. Okay, so... Oh, interesting. So the non-advanced jump drive will do 24 AU, but no light year jump range. Where the other one actually did do, I think it was 15 light year. And like larger AU warp too. So you can upgrade this, which is cool. So you don't have to like gut the part out and everything. Plus you do have access right there to upgrade it, which is really convenient. So yeah, very cool build. Let's look at one last detail here, and that is our storage. So we've got 3 ammo controllers. So it looks like each one is 250. Nope. This one of them is 500. So you got a total of 1,000 for ammo storage. And beyond that, you have a container controller at 1625, or a standard controller, and our fridge and pentaxa tank. Yeah. One last thing. I was kind of curious if it did have some other neat features like this here. So here's our fridge controller right there. Obviously our Wi-Fi, fuel. You see if on the other side here we've got O2 as well. So all the standard utility stuff you would typically want is or definitely comes in handy. So yeah, again, very cool build. The GH MK2 Grasshopper by Bolio. Very cool. Let me power you off a second. And let's go on to the next build here. So I'm kind of excited about this one. I don't see too many like high-end looking HV tanks. Well, I don't see them that often. There's a lot of them out there, I suppose. But yeah, here is one. This is the Lancer XR8B hover tank by Diesel. And this looks very, very cool. Super detailed on all the stuff going on in here. Plus, you know, it does certainly look like a futuristic tank, which is very, very cool as well. We've got quite a lot of guns on here. It looks like this whole front section is really quite armored up too. Even seeing the reverse thrusters pushed way back over there, having these metal grates in front of them. These actually have a lot of hit points to them as well for a block, using those parts there. And technically, there's a variant that's being used here that doesn't actually block oxygen. So I mean, this technically won't be blocking those thrusters either, which is really, really cool. So on the side here, this is some wild stuff. I like the use of the like these framing blocks into the build here, and the caution decals. And we got some side turrets there. Again, super detailed on the super detailed on the whole body here. We do have some side spotlights in there too. Very interesting. We'll have to check the P menu options on that. Then this kind of interesting lower section down over here. Yeah, kind of like some armored protection on the underside there. Really cool looking. 8B. Not sure. It could just be a model number of the tank. And oh yeah, check this out. We got information about the build over here too. So yeah, I'm gonna follow that right now. We're gonna go to the P menu, and didn't it just say there was upgrades? Oh, here I'm gonna turn on those spotlights and area lights. So I just want to see how bright this lights up around the tank, and it does. Now look at that front view of light, plus side view lighting there. But what did this just say? I thought it said open the device list in P menu. The upgrade. Oh, upgrades category. I was looking at the wrong thing. I'm gonna turn those back off again. So I believe, yeah, here we are. Here is, holy smokes. Here is all the upgrade stuff, or things that you could upgrade here. Advanced shield, improved shield chargers, auxiliary, superior CPU cores, RCS, all kinds of things. Holy smokes. This is a pretty cool way of doing it. It takes you know, some effort. The author has to go through and set all this up, but to the end user, basically you go to your device menu, you look at the upgrades category, and then anything you want to upgrade, like say I want to add a medium cannon, I can click there and I can say show on HUD. But you can do that with more than one thing at a time. So say I want to also put in an RCS, I can turn this on, and now let me get the HUD on, and now you can see it's pointing exactly to where that RCS is supposed to go, which is right over here by these other RCS. And we should also be able to see that medium cannon, where that's supposed to go, which is right there. So yeah, that's a really cool way of doing it, actually. It without having LCDs or decals sticking all over the place on your build, you can still tell people exactly what you can upgrade on the build and where the location for that is. So yeah, really cool. Out of the box thinking on setting that up. This is a third build now I've seen that set up on. So it seems to be gaining some ground, and that's cool. It's a really cool way of doing it, and it doesn't up your costs of your build by even like how I usually do it, adding LCDs at this point in time. Excuse me, to say where the parts are. I'm still adding a little bit of cost to the build for the price of the LCD, where this method really is not doing that at all. So actually kind of technically a better way to go about it. A little bit more accurate. Probably a little bit easier to set up, maybe. I don't know. Hard to say on that one. But yeah, very, very cool. Let's look at the spec. Oh no, let's look at a whole bunch more of this tank. Getting ahead of myself here. All right, so I'm going to adjust the lights. I'm going to go take a walk on the inside here. Holy smokes. It kind of reminds me of the old school days, back when we used to build bigger things with interiors and stuff for tanks. Yeah, I kind of dig that. Brings back some memories here. So there's actually two different doorways. So this is like one side. So this side has a bunch of utility. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of these are upgrade parts over here. You can kind of see by that light there, that too. That's kind of part of it. Yeah, probably a trauma station right over there, or that's what's meant to go there. Got a clone chamber already in here. CPU core blocks. Cool looking pipes that actually go into shields. Got a fridge down there, armor locker. Oh, there's a door here too. I didn't. Wow. Look at that. All kinds of upgrade stuff everywhere. And obviously those items up there will point to all these different upgrades. So these upgrades do kind of require to have something there though. So I guess you still have to add a part doing it this method too. And I think it's these, let me get out, turn on the HUD again and look at, yeah, the flares. I think you have to add the flares to make this work. So I guess you still do have to add some parts, like as location identifiers. It's just flares instead of LCDs. So this is, yeah, one side with the front upgrade room. Let's go to the other side. I'll turn off the light here. So yeah, a bunch more upgrades. You've seen the list of upgrades on this build. It's got bazillions of things to add to it, which is really well thought out by the author. It's a lot of upgrades, and that is cool. Yeah, more upgrades all along here as well, up in the front, the controllers. So yeah, really cool. So I don't think there is a way to get, yeah, they're like two separate different chambers, each with their own groupings and upgrades. Cockpit access inside. Remove the pink LCD after reading this. Okay, so yeah, cockpit access. Okay, yeah, cockpit is right there. So bam, in the cockpit. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Everything works out great too. All right, so last thing I want to look at here on the before we look at all the specs, I just want to quickly check out the hull material. So it looks like we're running some combat steel, at least along the front area here, and then it goes to some hardened steel. I've seen, yeah, some of that in there. So it's gonna be a mixed material hull. We got some regular steel back over here, so it's definitely souped up on the front side. And various other places, depending on, I'm sure, what's there and what it's trying to protect. So, yeah, very cool. That's well thought out, too. So, all right. Very nice. Very nice. And then, obviously, the pilot, being this far back from the front, is actually quite safe. Plus, it has that canopy on it. And we do have internal cockpit access. We've already seen. And it certainly looks like there's a lot more room for more turrets and guns on here, too. So, I'm sure that's part of the upgrade process, as there was a ton of things to upgrade on it. All right, let's look at some numbers. So, unlock level 20, size class 3, 41 forward, 22 strafing, 22 reverse. It's HV, so it doesn't go up and down. 16 fuel tanks, 3 oxygen tanks. Do have a detector on there. We got a couple light missile turrets, a couple plasma cannons. And well, you can see that right there. 2 hour and 5 minute build time. Not using anything too crazy actually. I'm actually a little surprised. I expected to see like some quantum processors and other things into the build, and I'm not seeing that, which is really cool. It keeps the cost down quite a bit here. Yeah, it's actually quite a bit lower CPU. Then again, look at the amount of upgrades this had. So the author was really fighting that CPU, really trying to keep things down, which is great. So set to 23,000 CPU using 23,102. I don't think that 100 over is going to be a problem at all. Yeah, I don't really want to sort it in this case because of the upgrade thing. I'll probably mess that all up. But I did want to look at the core. So core 7. So 2 basic, 2 improved, 2 advanced CPU cores. Stock shield on here, 10,393. And obviously we do have our thrusters and some lighting options, and of course the big time upgrade option in the device manager or device menu. So yeah, very cool there. Storage. Lancer. Okay, nicely organized storage here. So it looks like we got cargo. Magazine, okay. There we are. Magazine is going to be our ammo box, I do believe. So 20K for ammo. So I can hold a lot of ammo for an HP, which is great. Looks like you can put a lot of guns on here too. Plus there are 2 cargo controllers here at 1.75. Oh, that putting that right in front. 1.75K there. Then we got our fridge and the taxi tank. So yeah, just well balanced. It certainly has a mission, and that is to be a HV tank to blow up POIs and things. So yeah, pretty focused on that. Plus utility function and a whole ton of upgrades you can do to it. So yeah, very, very cool build. Again, this is the Lancer XR8B hover tank by Diesel. Very, very cool. All right, so next build. Clear up some of the HUD stuff here. So it looks pretty darn cool too here. So this is the GRY EC Ventera by the Grim Gentleman. That's cool. That's cool. It's kind of giving me that, on its color scheme, a little bit of that Satisfactory light color scheme. So I recently made a build, the Transit, which was kind of colored similar to this in some ways. This is really cool looking. I'm really digging the blockwork, the shaping, the coloring, the texturing, a whole bowl of wax. Look at that wild looking cockpit area there. That probably looks really cool from the inside too. That's, oh yeah, mixed use glass here. We got some armored glass and some conventional glass. Like, yeah, kind of using both different types of glass and kind of put them together to make a pretty interesting looking front end there. We've got some antennas or more than likely placeholders for guns, I'm guessing, or mining drills. I'm not sure exactly yet. This kind of looks like it could be a fighter, but at the same time, it kind of looks like it could be something else too. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks really, really cool. Whatever it's primarily set up to be right now, we'll figure that out. That's a wild looking assembly over here. I think we do have a legit thruster. This thruster back here, or at least a spot for one. Interesting. That's cool. That's cool. I dig in the shape. It's kind of like, you know, it's a weird shape, but it looks so cool. Just, yeah. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. Yeah, like 5-sided shape there. It's just neat. I like the paint over here with the white stripe, kind of with that. Then of course it's got the like the more construction like yellows in the build as well. Just generally the whole hull and design here looks really, really nice. And yeah, still looking at these side you know, thruster mounts and things like that. It's really cool how it connects to the ship here too, with the blockwork design going in there and the use of the deco part down below here as well. And just some interesting colors kind of put into the mix too. You know, like over here, these are in this this reddish tone, which not much else is, but it looks really cool the way it's done that way. And then we've got almost like a, this almost reminds me of like a Star Trek deflector on the front over here. That's cool. Like big old, that's got to be Xenoblock. You can tell by the texture here. That's cool. Oh, and then it's using these new walk ramps that get up into the build too. I believe this is a something that was introduced into vanilla, actually. So I don't believe this is a RE2 specific part. I think that is a vanilla part. And we got our big fancy spotlights right over there. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool looking ship here. Oh yeah, in the back area. It's kind of fits right in there. Oh, I like the texture lights going across the top there. But we got a landing pad back over here too. With, yeah, that lights up based on sensors. And of course, a way to the build right there. Yeah, very cool looking ship. Now I'm not seeing obvious like turret mount location over here and stuff like that, but I'm not seeing much in the form of guns on here stock. So I have a feeling that this is the way it's set up is it's not going to be super expensive. I'm not seeing anything on here that looks like it's going to cost a fortune or anything like that with CPU especially. So yeah, I'm now kind of curious if this is a starter type of build, actually. We'll find out. I think I'm going to come in. I want to take out one of these side doors in just because that looks fun. So let me adjust the lights. Yeah, I can walk right up like the laser walkway thing. Kind of works like your traditional ramps, except it's more of a lasery thing. Or, I'm not sure what that is. Ooh, we're pretty dark right now. Oh, wait. No, we're not so dark. We got here. Let me just look at the got a little foyer over here. And it looks like we're into the main part of the ship here. And it looks like it's, yeah, it kind of looks like we've got locations to add stuff. Like this looks like it would be a location to add in a full-size shield. But it kind of looks like we already have a compact shield right over there. So yeah, definitely some room on that. Let me just check the P menu options. I want to see if there's something going on. Okay, I just wanted to see if it had any kind of info LCD or something like that going on. So yeah, as soon as you get in too, you got constructor right over there, deconstructor on the other side. We got stairways going up to, wow, it's like up to another deck up above here. And we do have a hangar area in the back here too with a couple, oh, look at the ramps on the sides here. That's cool. Blast door protection plus a ramp door. So that is cool, like double protection coming into the back. Hangar looks really nice. I really dig all the boxes and accents up along the ceiling. And obviously a lot of utility in the area too. Got our armor repair over here. Obviously we got the Pentaxid tank and warp drive up over there. That looks really cool. Yeah, neat looking build. Nice and detailed too. Everything's nicely textured. And this is kind of like right behind that other area there too. So obviously, I would certainly, maybe I'm wrong on that, but it does look like it's meant for a full-size shield here. And then we have PT. Looks like it would be a, I don't know. PT. I'm trying to think of like CPUs or generators or shield parts, and I'm not sure on that one yet what that means. Yeah, I wonder if there's a guide somewhere. Obviously, you can fit a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of parts in the game that are 1x3 in size, or lesser than that. And yeah, over here it looks like more part upgrade locations. Kind of a lot of room over here to add in stuff. It's pretty cool with the staircases. So yeah, you can avoid the use of the kind of dreadful elevators. I mean, I like them because they don't take up much room and stuff like that. But yeah, they're also kind of problematic. Often trying to go in and out of them and up and down, especially if you're not in the gravity environment. This looks cool. I like the lighting and the cool looking everything going on in here. It's like it's hard to like point out like one particular thing. It's just neat angly stuff going on with texture lights and lots of detail. And then we got a cargo controller here. I like the LCD on that too. So 640K cargo bay over there. A couple fridges, food processor. Got to have the kitchen sink. Med bay over here. Looks like we got our specialized stuff plus our main med bay. Other side of the cargo 640. Yeah, really cool the way this is set up in here. Oh, wow. And then we got, yeah, okay, so we're back over the hangar, so we kind of been there already. Oh, I really dig this ceiling decor, I guess you could call it, with the that kind of orange in there, and it kind of looks like it's its own individual thing. Like this is a big machine part with some pipes. But it's just, yeah, it's just blocks, I think. Well, probably container extensions, but yeah, that is very cool. And we got some places over here for some Z's. It's I don't know. It looks like it would probably be for a shield part, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. That was a problem. I had the same thing. All my older builds, before I started converting over to the LCDs to say what the parts were, I did the same thing. I'd have my initials that were in my head, like, oh, the TS. The TS goes there, and the whatever, and like the TS might stand for trauma station, or something like that, and it was confusing. So many people would comment and it was like, what is the MLS? and sometimes if it's been a while, I forget myself what it was. Like literally, I would like, I don't know. So yeah, so no fault of the author. I mean, that is a good way to do it actually, but it's yeah, unless there's something in the build that says, hey, what is that initial, even if it makes total sense if you look at the name of the part, it can still be confusing. So we got O2 in here. We got a storage controller up over there. And hold on, I'm gonna get the lights. I'm gonna turn the outdoor lights on. I want to just, this has a really cool looking glass canopy on it, and I just wanted to really check that out. That's neat. Using all kinds of the different glass parts here too, with both your heavy set and your armored glass and your heavy armored glass sets of stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. I like how the whole kind of comes to a really cool shape in the middle there too. So yeah, very, very cool. Got Wi-Fi up in the ceiling. Obviously that storage controller there. So yeah, it looks like we're right to the point here. It's got wait. Oh yeah. No, this is, oh wow. So we got, yeah, another deck over here. So this looks like it P. P. Hold on. Does this already have, at first I was thinking that this looks like a location for a warp drive, but I'm second guessing that because it doesn't look like it would need like oh no, this is farming. This is farm. There's the grow lights. That's what's going on here. This is like a little farm bay. Oh, cool. So you probably remove these oh, this is probably for grow plots. I bet you that's what the P stands for. So yeah, like what, 18 grow plots up in here. So that's cool. That's cool. At first, again, especially seeing the color of these lights, I just in my head assumed warp drive, but I think we already had a warp drive, so that didn't make any sense. Oh wow, more rooms! Holy smoke, this ship is bigger than you think. So we got some. I think we're in like a crew area. Yeah, crew room over here with the window out to the back landing deck and skylights and shelves. That's cool. That's cool. And a shower too. And I bet you another crew room over here. A little different configuration on this one, which is cool. Like the desks and the yeah, that's cool. So it's got that going on too. So it kind of does everything. But wait a minute, what's up there? Oh, gravity generator location there. Kind of right in the middle of the build. So yeah, it's got gravity too. So yeah, very, very cool. Very cool build. And I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna say this is a starter ship. Again, seeing a lot of stuff, but none of the stuff that I'm seeing looks like it's gonna cost a fortune with CPU. I am seeing a basic CPU core block right there, so maybe using like one or maybe two of those. Let's see. So unlock level 15. So that would be in your starter unlock level range right there. 22 forward, 6 strafing, 22 lift, 20 reverse, 11 down, 6 fuel tanks, 10 oxygen tanks. Yeah, it has basically drone defense on here right now. With the turrets, does have a detector, 4-hour and 15-minute build time. Not needing anything special in its build mix, except for 4 bridges, which is CPU set. Yeah, so 200,000 would be your stock CPU of a Core 1. So this would have to be a Core 2, I believe. It's a little bit over that 200,000. So got about 15,000 left over on CPU as well. And yes, translates to a Core 2. So just a single basic CPU core in the build. It does have a warp drive. I imagine this is the 30 light year warp drive. Yep. And we do have a shield. Stock shield strength 8,072. Take a look at your storage. So quite a bit of storage areas in here. We by walking through on the inside too, we did know that it has a couple 640s right up at the top there. Got an ammo controller at 242K. And it looks like I think a lot of these are boxes here. We do have a harvest controller built in too, 160K on that. So kind of set up to do some mining. And I actually, those front antennas that were up there, if they were if you installed some mining drills right there, I think you would be I think that's the intent. That's why it already has a built-in harvest controller. So you could use this as a CV miner, and that would work out just fine. You got a nice point of view mining as well. Plus, big time light back over here too. Check the P menu on the floodlights. Power management on gravity as well, combat mode and defense mode. Turn them both on. So yeah, it definitely lights up the area a lot in front of you. So that is very, very cool as well. Yeah, here's one of our guns. Shoot at the drones. And again, I do believe there's just a lot of different upgrade options for the build here too. But yeah, this is a really nice looking. Again, I'm gonna it's starter class ship here. Yeah, really cool. Cool looking shape, design, colors, texturing, layout. I mean, a whole ball of wax. Very, very, very awesome work here. So again, this is the GRY EC Ventera by the Grim Gentleman. Very, very cool build. All right. So real quick, I'm going to jump over to vanilla. All right, so we are in vanilla, and the next build here. It's by author QB. However, I didn't do a translate. One sec. All right, so I just looked that up. Yeah, kind of neat when I can pause the video when I'm recording it. So this is the MOE Invasion Assault Cruiser MK2 hull by author QB. It was in a foreign language, and I could not read it, so I just did a Google Translate on the name of it. So yeah, check this out. Really cool looking, very space looking ship here. However you define that, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, it looks really cool. I like the general design and shape of it. Now on the workshop, there was zero description on this ship. There was no information at all on what version of the game it was meant for or anything about it. So I'm just kind of taking a guess. Now, I originally, when I was setting up the builds in RE2, I spawned this in and it did not play with the RE2 numbers. So that's why I put it into vanilla. So I don't know exactly how that comes out here either. So we'll find out. But the only thing that's bothered me is that it appears that we're missing stuff. So now I'm thinking maybe this actually was meant to be shown in RE2. Oh yeah, it's not playing good here either. Hold on, one more. One sec. Aha, so back to RE2 again. So those are the other builds we look at there. Hold on, let me just see what we're looking at. Yeah, it's, wow, that's way different here. Okay, well, anyway, I guess we are going to be looking at this in RE2 because all those holes now have turrets in them. So I got to assume it is definitely, or do they not? I don't know. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, I got it. Kind of is looking a bit like it would be definitely a combat oriented CV. We got quite a few turrets, line of sight turrets on the front here. Some spotlights in the mix here. We got a turret on the bottom side. We do have some open areas in various places on the ship over here. Maybe that's meant for some big launcher type guns in there. That very well could be. It does look like it's more filled in now. I think I had more holes in the hull in vanilla. Now we do still have like this open area over here and there. So obviously they certainly look like they're meant to put in retractable turrets there. So I believe once that's filled in, I bet you the author was just trying to dial in the CPU on the build to get it all happy. Maybe. So let's see, what do we got back here? Looks like we got kind of a place where you could park something small in here, like a SV miner or something like that. Have a nice place to get on the inside there. Oh, that's interesting in the way the thrusters are kind of part of like the connection between the outer like nacelle type of items and the main ship there. So yeah, all our looks like our lift thrust and forward thrust is in that general area, and we do have our down thrust would be up in here as well. Yeah, probably all the thrusters of the ship are probably out in these essentially like nacelles, sort of. Not quite the same. Oh, this is interesting too. So this is kind of like a another potential like landing area here for a small creation, and then you would have access into the ship right over here. And I got some more forward thrust in this section here. That's cool the way that's set up. I like the color differences on the darker gray on the bottom side versus the white or lighter gray on the top side. Got another door back over here, right on the very back of the ship there. So that could be a convenient access. Interesting what we got going on here with like, yeah, this has got to be the bridge over here, almost like a separate building, like something you might see on like a destroyer or something like that. Speaking of the name of the build, cruiser. Yeah, cruiser. And yeah, back over here, this is pretty interesting too. It kind of like there's a, almost looks like it's kind of like a hangar or a farming area, but I don't think it's either one of those two. So anyway, I'm kind of curious on a lot of things here. Yeah, more retractable turret locations down over here as well. And this, yeah, it kind of looks like this thing was really set up with a lot of guns. And then the author wanted to lessen the cost of the build quite a lot with CPU and toned it in, I think. That's just my guess. I'm just taking a wild guess at that. But it just like all these big spots in here certainly look like they would hold or be designed to hold like some guns or something, especially on the top over here being a retractable turret. All right, well, anyway, let's get aboard here and see what's happening. I think I'm going to try to come in this door. Oh, boy. All right, what do we got here? So I don't see any lights in here, so I'll just kind of keep this going the way it is here. So we got kind of this might be like a work in progress, too. It very well it's not completely finished on the build here. But yeah, we got a big open area back over here that looks like it could certainly hold a lot of parts, but it doesn't really have like hangar access doors. So probably not crafts or anything like that, but certainly like engineering stuff. Like I think it's that 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall. Okay, so you're not going to fit a full-size fusion reactor in here, but you could fit a lot of engineering parts in here, warp drive, shield parts, you name it, would fit in this room, except for a the biggest fusion reactor. You can put in the small fusion reactors, plural, no problem. So, and then over here, kind of like another engineering room. And this one actually does look like it would fit the a large fusion reactor right in this location here. So, plus we have looks like an advanced shield in here. It's our power generators, CPU core blocks up over there. I'm not seeing any physical lights in here either. That's why I'm not adjusting the lighting. Main core right over here. What do we got here? Oh, that's kind of neat. So this area looks like it's finished off more. That's cool with the indent, the texture lights there. We got a red door in front of us. We got a red elevator. Oh wow, we got a bunch of side hallways going on in here too. Where does this go? Okay, to probably one of the turrets that's not in place right now. And this is probably going to get us out to the outer nacelle area. Quite a lot of catwalks through here. Yep, and this is going to get us out to these landing bays over here. Which I can come in through the top there as well. And let's kind of want to try to work my way to the bridge here. I think I got to backtrack a little bit. And probably through the red door here. Yes, okay, so a bridge. I don't know if this could be like the secure bridge. It's kind of neat. It's got some utility around here. We got a clone chamber, a couple of fridges, and a food processor. It looks like some armored glass up in front going into this room. So this would be like our production room over here. And obviously a lot more locations to add in some constructors, deconstructors, or universal constructors, or small constructors. Whatever you want. You do have quite a lot of room for that here. Storage controller up front there. The texture lights in there. Quick access over on the side over here. And yeah, probably more locations for parts. To me, it kind of looks like this ship was probably fully equipped at one point, and then the author decided to put it on the workshop and strip it down to get the CPU to a particular level. We'll check that out in just a second here. Hold on, I'm gonna take a walk through this top zone here too. I don't think I've been in here yet. So yeah, kind of another open room space for whatever you want to put there. And then we're down into this first-person bridge, which is yeah, nice. A lot of skylights. Got O2 right there, and yeah, pretty much just to the point. But it certainly looks like a combat ship. So because of that, I do want to check out its hull material as well, and the front end section. See if we got any decoys or any of that kind of stuff in the build here. It doesn't appear so. It is sectioned off. There's a lot up here for the AI to like shoot, and we're dealing with combat steel, so the blocks are really tough too. But yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing decoys or that kind of thing up in here. Definitely a storage controller there for the extensions for that. And even like in these locations over here, it looks like they could be like another gun mount over there. And obviously, all these holes like this, I absolutely believe they are meant for retractable turrets to be put in there. So it, perfectly fit, makes sense there. Got a detector way up top here. And I do believe that just the whole build is just combat steel. So yeah, all the way along the back. Even these the side blocks back over here are all combat steel as well. All right. Anyway, let's look at the numbers here. So, unlock level 25, size class 3, 19 forward, 5 strafing, 33 lift, 10 reverse, 9 down, 8 fuel tanks, 4 oxygen tanks. Do have 6 retractable light Gatling turrets and a detector. 7-hour and 42-minute build time. Not using any quantum processors in the build here, which means it can't be above a core 7, how it sits. So CPU, it's set to 375. It's using 467, so it would need an additional CPU block to balance that number, but it's not that high. Let's see what we're actually looking at here. So core 4 it's set to right now. Probably need to be like about a core 6 or something around there to balance that CPU out in RE2. So another basic CPU core could be added pretty easily, which would add another 35,000 CPU to it. And it would need more than that though. So probably a couple basic, couple advanced CPU cores I think would get this going. And the build to balance that CPU out. It does have a stock shield on here, 38,372. And I believe that, since I didn't see any additional shield parts, I believe that's just going off its main advanced shield and the combat steel hull blocks that the build is built out of. So, let's see, storage on it. So we got an ammo controller at 320, actually 2 ammo controllers at 320, and the harvest controller at 320. And beyond that, a couple fridges and a taxi tank. So pretty much to the point. So yeah, you definitely have room for lots of engineering stuff. Had a lot of open areas for that. Plus a lot more, especially retractable turrets. Probably some launchers in locations. Stuff like that. One last thing I wanted to check on in devices here is I just want to check out its warp drive status. So it does have a standard 30 light year warp drive in it right now. So all right, so yeah, very, very cool, very cool. Again, this is the MOE Invasion Assault Cruiser MK2 hull by author QB. So yeah, very cool looking ship. Again, I'm just getting the impression that it was stripped down so it could be thrown up on the workshop at a lower CPU class, I think. But I believe if you had this fully equipped the way it was meant to be equipped, it would probably definitely be a Core 9 Plus type of ship. Just if you added in all the nitty-gritty parts and the fusion reactors and all the fun stuff there. So, yeah, very, very cool. All right, so I'm going to buzz back to vanilla again. One sec. All right, back to vanilla. And the next build here is the TUK E-Wing Star Wars Vanilla by TUK. And that is this guy right here. Hold on, do I have you are on? I just want to make sure you're on. So yeah, Star Wars type of build here. Kind of yeah, like it's not an X-wing, but it has some similarities to an X-wing. Yeah, it definitely looks Star Wars. Very, very cool looking ship here. We got a little detector / R2 unit there. And yeah, oh, that's pretty cool looking thruster housing there. So we got these 4 thrusters kind of in reverse like that with this ring in the front. That looks cool. A couple what are these? Oh, I like how that's there. It almost kind of looks like a like an ammo carousel or something coming into the gun. What do we got here? We got a pulse laser. A couple spotlights down over there. Oh, actually spotlights here as well. On the back side here, looks like we got a opening to a ammo controller. So it looks like it's kind of like set up to definitely set up to shoot stuff here. We got rail guns on the outer wings. Yeah, that's really cool. Just that added little curvy block in there going into the gun. That just it's neat. That's a neat idea. Got some compartments around here too. You got a constructor, looks like a cargo box, a fridge on this side. Let's see if we got on the other side. We got O2 and a I believe that's an armor locker. Just yeah, the lighting's just weird there. But yeah, armor locker. You can see a warp drive right behind here too. So definitely warp capable ship. Yeah, right up to the point there. So yeah, your main weapons. I guess well, 2 kind of main weapons, basically your rail guns and then your lasers there. Or were those plasma? Pulse lasers. No, they're yeah. So yeah, very, very cool here. And just see what you're made of. Oh, I don't have a multi-tool. Now. So looks like hardened steel blocks up on the front area here. Let me just fly in there a little bit, see what's going on. Looks like we got some lift thrust in here, and we got a generator right there. We got more generators back here, so this could be kind of a decoy generator. Looks like it has an extra slot there. And back over here, obviously the warp drive and taxi tank. Yeah, really, really cool. I like how it's got the compartments to get to, like different ship features here on the sides of the wings. Like it'd be pretty easy to access in gameplay, which is great. So yeah, very cool. Let's take a look at some numbers here. So unlock level 20, 43 forward, 16 strafing, 27 lift, 43 reverse, 27 down. Got 4 fuel tanks, 4 oxygen tanks, the 2 railguns, the 2 pulse lasers, a detector, 2-hour and 3-minute build time. Yeah, pretty low on the matrices and bridges. I don't think it's going to be a very high CPU creation. So it's oh, this is vanilla. I'm so used to Reforged Eden 2. I'm just like, huh? I'm looking at this and it's yeah, it's I get it now. It's yeah, it's set to tier 4 at 100,000. It's using 52,972, so that should translate to 4 advanced CPU cores. Hold on, let me sort that. Yeah, or 4 CPU T4 extenders. I guess, yeah, in vanilla they're not advanced or improved or anything like that. They're just T1, T2, T3, and T4. Actually, there's no T1s. There's only, yeah, never mind. But anyway, it's got 4 of those. So it's set up to the maximum SV CPU without some other special core in vanilla. It's been so long. I'm so used to Reforged Eden's, especially Reforged Eden 2 at this point, way of doing CPU where you've got a lot more variation on how much CPU you can have. It's one of the things I didn't really like about vanilla is like if you go to like a T3 vanilla, it would have like 2 improved cores. Well, it would have 2 whatever T2 cores or something like that. Anyway, you jump from like hardly anything to 100,000 by going this route, and then it's really hard to dial things in because it's either like you go full out with your maximum CPU, or you have significantly less CPU at the next tier. Like these are probably actually accurate right here. So like the next tier 3 would be 40,000 CPU, which unfortunately the ship doesn't quite fit into that. So then you got to go all the way up to tier 4 with 100,000 CPU and like waste nearly half of it. So that's kind of the problem. That's why I definitely appreciate the way Reforged Eden and, well, Reforged Eden 1 and 2 both have done the CPU core thing a lot different than vanilla. And I actually think it's a much better way to go too. So let's take a look at your storage. What do you got here? So we got, looks like we got a standard controller at just about 5K, and then another one at about 4,200 for ammo. And beyond that, we've got a couple luggage boxes. That's kind of neat. Is that maybe that's a stock name? I'm not sure. So a couple sort boxes, fridge, and taxi tank. Beyond that, so yeah, very cool, very cool. A nice Star Wars edition there. Looks very Star Warsy. And this is an E-wing, and maybe that, I'm not familiar with the E-wing. I'll have to look that up. Maybe this is a replica. It could be. I'm just unfamiliar with that particular ship. Star Wars has a lot of ships, and quite a bit to learn all the different ships, and then of course variants of ships and user-made ships, and there's a lot of ships with Star Wars first. So yeah, again, this is the TUK E-wing Star Wars Vanilla by author TUK. Very cool. All right, so last thing I want to do on this video here is I wanted to show you a build I started. I got sitting out over here, and this is early. Okay, so it's really early right now. I'll try to explain what you're looking at. So this is a CV, and it's meant to be a carrier / base type of build. So in other words, I want it to have a good amount of storage, all your base production stuff, potentially even a farm in here. I'm not sure on that one exactly yet, but it very well could have that. And then I wanted it to be kind of a unusual style carrier. Like I've built like like the Persis carriers and those kinds of things. So I've done that a lot. So I wanted to kind of try something a little different with this build. So what I'm doing here is I stole all of Ente's blocks and did this 22.5 degree angle here. Actually, I still Ente's blocks. Yeah. Well, he makes a lot of ships with this kind of angle. I'm not trying to copy him. I'm actually trying to do something a little different with the angling of the blocks. Now, don't mind the holes I have in here right now, but the idea of why I've got these big side areas at this angle is these, in fact, are going to be landing pads, and that is kind of my idea. I'll probably, probably have some decals or whatever marking different landing zones off, and you can park on these surface areas nicely, actually. So basically, side landing pads, and then of course on the top center here, kind of just a big old standard landing pad. So you got all the room to park on the sides and on the top. Now this is, I'm not sure how this is all going to work out at the end, but this is basically if you want to park a bunch of HVs, if you want to drive them up to the top of this and park them on these side areas or over there. So there's some optional ramps there that I haven't really got dialed in yet. And then on the inside of the ship, it's going to have a large pass-through hangar. It's actually, hold on, let me give some fuel to this, or at least turn it on. So it's actually got like a big force field wall there. And the idea on the inside here would be, it's kind of like this is your garage / your living space as well. So like maybe towards the front or the back of the ship, I'm undecided yet. It might have like a whole section over here that is production and like all the stuff you'd want. So you can kind of hang out here. And then what I was trying to do, and I got to figure this one out yet. It's going to, right now it's not great, but maybe this will change. As I was toying with the idea, at least, of having a bridge right up front here, kind of overlooking above that hangar door, which, if you go back in time, although this looks considerably different, it would be kind of like the design I did with the build called the Gigacore from a long time ago. Had something like this, pass-through hangar, big like a cockpit area up above here. But now on this build here, although it would have a lot of room for docking, that's its definitely primary function being for a carrier challenge. I just wanted to try something different, see how it would come out. And honestly, so this is it's a unique build. One other aspect I was trying to shoot for on it is when it is, now granted I don't have landing gear on here, so it's not really sitting on the ground quite right yet, but the idea would be when it's parked like this, it almost looks like it's like a hangar base. It doesn't even look like a spaceship. In fact, there's some things I was debating whether or not I even concealed the thrusters when it's parked on the ground by some louvered doors or something on that to hide that. And then yeah, as you can see, there's this is very early work here so far. And one of the things I think I was going to do is drop the hangar floor down one block, but I kind of was unsure if I wanted to or not on that. So I was working on this last night, and that's kind of what I ended up with so far on the build. And obviously a whole lot more to go. I just wanted to kind of show you the general concept I'm going at. And one other thing I got kind of in debating about is like to make it look more spaceship-like. I don't mind like the top-down looks of it, but like with the bridge right up front here, which is kind of convenient, I suppose, for seeing where you're flying and everything. It almost kind of looks like this should have some kind of, I don't know, back bridge area, something like a Star Destroyer or something like that too. So I got to think about that one. Now, one last little thing I'm really trying to focus on with this build too is I don't want it too crazy and big. I don't really want to. I want to try to build it where it's pretty, it's decent size, but at the same time, it doesn't have like fluff. You know, like all the room in it is being used for legit stuff. Like, and you can, as a size comparison to the Macar, you can see that it's actually not, it's a little bigger, but it's actually not that much hugely bigger than the Macar is. So it's trying to feel big without being all that big, if that makes any sense. So, but yeah, we'll see where it goes after I get more work done to this thing, and whatnot. And one of the aspects I did mention too is, you know, I was thinking, yeah, well, maybe it could have a farm, but the way it's set up right now, it doesn't really have a good location for that. I guess unless it was way in back off to one of the sides of the hangar or something like that. So I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Again, this is just trying something different. Again, I like to do that a lot. And the only part that I really started focusing a little bit on was trying to get some of the block work along this front area kind of worked out a little bit with the force fields. Which I think I have to tweak that some more too. I don't like my big indentation in there. And one other inspiration on this build, although it's quite a lot different, I had a really old carrier called the Hecate, or Hecate, I'm not exactly sure. That was kind of a similar concept. It had a big old pass-through hangar on it, and but that one had like a top mount bridge in the middle and stuff like that. And I'm trying to avoid kind of doing that in a lot of ways too, because again, I want to be able to park CVs and things on here too. You know, it could hold a lot of HVs and SVs, especially. It would have a pretty good size hangar, but also be able to park some other larger builds up on its hull pretty easily, whether you park them on this side, the center, or the other side. So just a lot of parking room. Kind of looks like a base when it's sitting on the ground. And yeah, that's, I love trying things, new things. And I think this could actually work out. At first, when I first started building it, I almost trashed the idea of it. And then I just looked at it a second time. And was like, maybe. So that's kind of where I'm at, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work at this point in time. It's just, I want to make it look neat and interesting as well. Now, one last option this could have is maybe it would be kind of in some way similar to the Macar in basically that you spawn it as a base originally, and then you add all the parts to it like you would with the Macar. So you could spawn it in relatively cheaply, like early game, use it as a production base for a while until you slap on some thrusters and get it all working, and then you can fly it out into space and, you know, travel the galaxy. But this one, you know, of course, I wanted enough room for like everything, but not have so much room where I have like no idea what to do with it and start adding in holodecks and things. So I'm just trying to find that balance, not make it too big, make it really usable for gameplay, for being a carrier type base build. So that's my idea. Please let me know your thoughts on that one as well. And other than that, y'all have yourself a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.